Welcome to the Witchy Work Wishes podcast, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. Welcome to Witchy Work Wishes. I'm your host, Charlene, and today we are stepping into the energy of Ostara for 2025. This is our Spring Equinox, a time of renewal, balance, and awakening. As a day and night stand in perfect harmony, we are going to be exploring the deep-rooted history of this sabbat, from the ancient fertility festivals to the German goddess herself, Eostre, and her ties to some more modern traditions. I will be talking about Ostara's correspondences, some seasonal spell work, and powerful rituals that you can incorporate into your practice. Got a little egg magic, some planting of our intentions, and embracing the shift in energy. I've got you covered today. Plus, we're going to dive into some divination, some moon phases, and how to work with both light and shadow during this potent transition time. But for some things I did in my own personal practice this past week and some witchy work wishes notes. I would like to say a big, huge hello to our new Patreon members. Thank you for joining the family. I also wanted to send special warm wishes to both Megan and Christina. Please let me know how you like the moon phase gummies. I really want to say thank you for supporting my store and products. And to Esme, who ordered some of my cat's shedded claws for some work that she is doing. I cannot wait to hear how those work out for you. Also wanted to give a shout out to Tiffany, who pointed out something I had not thought about. She sent me a note about last week's episode where I'm talking about our March card draw of the lizard energy, and how a lizard had come up to me prior to the draw in my own backyard by my fire pit. Then again, when I was at my mom's house for the garden interview, a lizard actually came up and sat in the empty chair right between us. So it's actually that lizard's picture, just so you know, on the cover for that episode. But Tiffany reminded me that my dream that I had not too long ago was about a Komodo dragon, which I know is not exactly like the little lizards that were visiting me in my waking hours, but it is the same theme. And I know the Komodo dragon might seem like a creature straight out of a legend, but at its core, it shares many traits with the everyday lizards that we find in our own backyards. Both are a part of the reptile family. Both belong to, it's called the order Squamata, I think, meaning they share common ancestors and key biological features. And like other lizards, Komodo dragons have scaly skin, cold-blooded metabolisms, and the ability to use their tongues to detect scent in the air, just like a snake. But they also shed their skin in cycles, a trait common to many lizard species. We know the obvious difference, size. On average, our garden lizards grow just a few inches long, and the Komodo dragon is the heavyweight of the lizard world, reaching up to like 10 feet in length. So, despite their size though, their big size difference, these guys are both creatures that embody the resilience, the adaptability, and the ancient power of the reptilian kingdom. So thank you, Tiffany. Lots and lots of lizard energy. Now, speaking of energy, we are in week 2 of March, which means on Patreon we have 3 things available now. We've got the card draw, we've got the big, huge grimoire pages. It's 2 pages, I think. And this week we've got the worksheet that posted. So I am currently working on that worksheet myself. I am writing out the journal prompts and doing my work with them. And then, for the elemental energy and the animal spirit energy. And I just pulled the ingredients to make the March tea recipe later today. So I am really, really happy with the energy for March. And I wanted to say, if you guys love what we do here on the podcast, and want to dive even deeper into the magic, I really do invite you to join us over on our Patreon family. Over there, I share exclusive content just for our magical community. I do a monthly card draw and then work on things that kind of help us in a witchy business coaching sense. There are worksheets filled with spells and teas, journal prompts, and exercises, all to help us align with the energy of the month. And now, with Hearth and Hen taking shape, I'll be adding some behind the scenes looks at the magical backyard just for our family to share. So joining Patreon not only gives you access to all of this, but it also directly supports this podcast and helps this space to keep growing. Plus, you get to connect with other like-minded witches who are, walking this path alongside all of us. So if you are ready to deepen your practice, to get inspired, and be a part of our family, please head over to the Witchy Work Wishes Patreon site and join. I cannot wait to welcome you inside. Now, Hearth and Hen, I'm so excited about this one. This is a new adventure with Witchy Work Wishes. And I have a blog on the website that is documenting the journey, a very special journey for me and for us. So I am creating a magical backyard, and instead of just doing it, I am documenting each step so you can be on the journey with me. We all love a good DIY, and sharing the work, notes, and process with you really allows me to document the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the things that work and the things that don't. I'm really excited about this new project. This is more than just a backyard chicken adventure. It really is about creating a sacred space where homesteading meets witchcraft, where lunar gardening nurtures not just plants, but also the spirit of the land. I am truly starting from the ground up, we are ground zero, measuring the space, designing, the perfect coop, and incorporating magical protection and seasonal energy work into every step of the way. This isn't just about raising chickens. It's about weaving intention into every part of the process, from choosing the right materials to, working with the rhythms of the moon. Now, the fire pit that my boys built is a main focal point, thus the name Hearth and Hen. And my goal is to have everything complete by fall so we can work in the area together. I'm documenting everything on the Hearth and Hen blog, where you can follow along as I transform my backyard into that magical homestead space. I will be sharing updates, challenges, and all of the little enchantments I'm adding to make this a truly witchy space. And then in the fall, I will be taking it even further with exclusive content on a very specific Hearth and Hen channel. Think like moon rituals for the flock, protection spells for the coop, a weekly chapter reading from whatever my favorite book is at the moment. I will be cooking over the fire and doing a little bit of wine and food pairings. There's so much that is coming. I'm super excited about this. But for now, I am building the site from ground zero. We are making the magic happen. So if you love the idea of blending magic with homesteading, I would love for you to follow along. You can check out the blog for the latest updates and let me know. Have you ever thought about raising chickens yourself as part of your magical practice? Send me a message or a comment on the latest blog post. I would love to hear your thoughts. So how about a little story for us, just for us, before we jump into the magic of Ostara? And when the story ends, we'll do just that. We'll jump right into it. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, in a quiet corner of the world, a witch stood at the edge of her land, barefoot in the cold earth, eyes lifted to the silver glow of the moon. This wasn't just any patch of soil. This was a sacred space waiting to be awakened. She could already see it in her mind's eye, the whispering herbs bending in the wind, the protective charms swinging from the branches, and in the heart of it all, a warm, safe haven for her feathered familiars, guardians of the garden, keepers of the small golden treasures. She began with her hands, measuring, feeling, sensing the energy of the space. Every stake placed, every stone turned, was done with intention. She whispered blessings into the wood, traced sigils into the soil, and set her dreams in motion with each breath. And as she worked, she felt the land respond. Soft hums in the wind, the knowing hush of the trees. This would be more than a garden, more than a coop. It would be a living spell, a sanctuary where nature and magic would entwine. Soon the land would be home to soft clucking voices greeting the sunrise, to feathers rustling under the watchful eye of the moon, and to a rhythm of life that pulsed in harmony with the seasons. As she stepped back, wiping soil from her fingers, she smiled. The spell had already begun. And isn't that the energy of Ostara, she thought? The whisper of new beginnings, the spark of life returning to the land, the delicate balance of light and dark as we tip forward into spring's embrace. Ostara is the season of renewal, of fertility, of planting seeds both in the soil and within our spirits. Just as this witch shapes her magical backyard, we too are shaping what will grow in the months ahead, what we will nurture, what we will bring to life. The end. All right, so today, let's step into this fertile energy together. Let's talk about Ostara, its magic, its traditions, and how we can work with this sacred turning of the wheel to bring our own dreams into bloom. Welcome, my witchy friends, to this sacred moment in the wheel of the year. As we gather for Ostara 2025, we are standing at the threshold of balance, where day and night embrace as equals. This year, Ostara graces us on, March 19th, March 20th, marking the Spring Equinox, a time of renewal, fertility, and awakening. The earth stretches, stirring from her winter slumber right now, and so do we. Our spirits unfurling like little tender shoots reaching for the sun. This is a season of harmony where the energies of light and dark, inner reflection and outward action meet in perfect equilibrium. As we attune to the pulse of the universe, we look to the celestial dance above. The moon's phase at this time shapes the magic that we weave. Whether it's a waxing, full, or waning moon, she whispers guidance for our spells and our intentions. Planetary alignments stir new beginnings, offering us little opportunities to plant seeds of growth, both literal and spiritual. So let's step into this turning point together today, embracing the magic of Ostara as we welcome the return of the warmth, the abundance, and the endless possibilities. If this is new for you, let me start with the Wheel of the Year. The Wheel of the Year is an ancient cycle, a sacred rhythm that connects us to the ever-turning dance of the earth and the cosmos. Rooted in pagan and pre-Christian traditions, this wheel was honored by our ancestors who lived in deep, deep connection with the land, celebrating, the shifting seasons through festivals that basically marked the sun's journey. The 8 sabbats divided into solstices, equinoxes, and fire festivals really guide us through the ebb and flow of the energy throughout the year. We have Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane, Litha, Lunasa, Mabon, Samhain, and Yule. Imbolc really stirs those first whispers of spring each year. Then we have Ostara, where we are now, which is our spring equinox. And this one brings balance and fertility, which leads us right into Beltane. This is a fiery celebration of, life's passion, basically. And if I might add, touches on our fae and fairy magic. Litha is next. This is our summer solstice. This one really marks the peak of the sun's power before turning towards Lunasa, which is our first harvest. Now, as the days shorten, we have Mabon. This is the autumn equinox. This one really reminds us of gratitude and preparation. Then we have Samhain, which is widely considered the witch's new year. This one honors the thinning veil and the natural cycle of life and death and rebirth. And finally, we have Yule, the winter solstice. This one welcomes the rebirth of the sun. Now, I will say that there are many in our practices that will start the wheel of the year with the first sabbat being Yule. Now, if you follow the original layout, Samhain in like our Gregorian calendar is the New Year's Eve. So for me, though, I'm pretty set on the Gregorian calendar layout, and I incorporate the wheel of the year in it. So I start off the pagan celebrations with the wheel, with Imbolc being first. But that's just me. And we just celebrated Imbolc in February. So now, as the wheel continually turns, we are in March celebrating Ostara. So Ostara is like the vibrant celebration of balance, fertility, and renewal. And we can trace the origins back to the Germanic goddess Eostre, who is a deity of dawn, springtime, and rebirth. Her name itself is linked to the old High German word Ostar, meaning east or dawn, and symbolizes basically the returning of the sun's warmth and the awakening of life after the cold slumber of winter. Now, according to the 8th century monk Bede, the pre-Christian Anglo-Saxons honored Eostre during Eostre Monath, which is what we now call the month of April, celebrating her as the bringer of fertility and new beginnings. While historical records of her worship are pretty scarce, folklore and linguistic connections suggest that she was deeply tied to the seasonal renewal of the land. Now, over time, many of her symbols, like rabbits, eggs, and the sunrise, became woven into later traditions, including modern Eastern customs. Now, the hare, one of her sacred animals, represents fertility and that quickening of new life, while the egg embodies the promise of creation and transformation. Though I think much of what we know about Eostre is reconstructed from fragments of history and mythology, there's no doubt her influence lingers in the Wheel of the Year, where Ostara stands as the, joyous turning point from darkness to light, inviting us to embrace growth, balance, and the boundless potential of spring. So Ostara's deep connection to the vernal equinox is not just a modern pagan celebration, though. It is rooted in the ancient traditions of many cultures, many cultures, each recognizing the sacred balance between light and dark, life and death, warm and cold. So among pagan and druidic traditions, the equinox was a time of renewal, like a celebration of the earth's awakening as the days started to grow longer and the fertile energy naturally surged back into the land. Now the Druids, I have talked about the Druids before, but just in case, a Druid was a member of the priestly, scholarly and spiritual class in ancient Celtic cultures, particularly in regions that are now Ireland, Britain, and modern-day France. So the Druids were not just a religious figure. They were also healers and poets and judges. They were teachers and advisors, all who held deep knowledge of nature, astronomy, and the mysteries of the universe. They did practice oral traditions, meaning their wisdom was passed down through generations without being written, which is, I think, why much of what we know about them comes from the Roman writings and later, folklore. But Druids were deeply connected to the land and its cycles, performing rituals in sacred groves, honoring the changing seasons, and acting as mediators, really, between the people and the spirit world. They celebrated the Wheel of the Year and observed celestial events like the solstices and the equinoxes, often holding ceremonies at standing stones and sacred sites like Stonehenge. Their magic, though, and spiritual practices were rooted in balance, in honoring the forces of nature and working with the elements, right? Earth, fire, water, air, all to channel energy for healing, prophecy, and protection. So anyways, back to the pagan and druidic traditions. The druids honored, I think it's called Alban Elir, if I said that right. It's the light of the earth as a sacred turning point where like the forces of nature stood in harmony and offerings were made to like ensure a bountiful season ahead. So fires were kindled, sacred groves were visited, and rituals were performed to honor the shift from the introspection of winter to the outward expansion of spring. Now, meanwhile, in ancient Greek and Roman mythology, the equinox was intricately linked to the story of Persephone. Persephone is the daughter of Demeter, who was taken to the underworld by Hades. It was at this time when she returned to the surface that Demeter's sorrow lifted, bringing fertility and new life back to the earth, an allegory of renewal and rebirth that is celebrated at Ostara. The Romans too, they celebrated. They celebrated with something called Floralia, I think. Floralia, if I said that right. It's a festival honoring the goddess Flora, marking the resurgence of blooming flowers and fertile abundance. Now, the Norse celebrated this time of year too. In Norse mythology, the equinox symbolized the battle between cold and warmth, as the last remnants of winter's grip loosened and the gods of renewal took their place in the cycle. Now, the fertility goddess Freya, the earth-bound deity Nerthus, and the life-giving god Balder were honored as bringers of life, ensuring that the frozen world would once again be lush and abundant. Now, across all of these traditions, the equinox was a moment of powerful transformation where the veil between darkness and light was just for a moment, just briefly lifted, allowing people to honor both the restorative, quiet of winter and the boundless energy of spring. So Ostara, in all of its forms, reminds us that the world moves in cycles, and with each balance point, we are given the opportunity to shed the old and welcome the new with open arms. Like many, I think, pre-Christian traditions, Ostara's themes of renewal, fertility, and rebirth really wove their way into what later became the Christian celebration of Easter. Though Easter is now widely recognized as a, commemoration of Christ's resurrection, its timing is specific. Easter will always be the first Sunday after the first full moon that follows the spring equinox. This is how it is calculated today, and it amazingly still echoes the ancient rhythms of Ostara. Now, the familiar symbols of Easter, such as our eggs and our rabbits, they are deeply rooted in older fertility rites. Long before they were painted in pastel colors and hidden for children to find, eggs were sacred symbols of new life, of cosmic balance and creation magic, and they were used in spring rituals to bless homes and fields and fertility workings. Now, the hare, which is a well-known companion of the goddess Eostre, was believed to embody the abundant and regenerative energy of the season. Later, of course, morphing into the Christianized Easter bunny. Even the concept of the resurrection itself, though, right? The death of winter giving way to the rebirth of spring. It mirrors the cyclical wisdom of the wheel of the year, reminding us that death is never an ending, only a transformation. Now, for modern witches, Ostara offers a chance to, kind of reclaim these ancient symbols in our most magical form, honoring the deep, eternal connection between nature's cycles and our own personal spiritual awakening. Now, you're probably asking the question, how did the bunny turn into something that lays eggs? Now, during this transition from the pagan world to the Christian Easter celebration, I do have a good story that tells you why and how. And I know it is repeating a little bit as I mention it each year around this time, but I love this story. This time I used a little generator, though, to help me tweak it so I could actually tell a story. One that is just for us here at Witchy Work Wishes. Okay, how did the bunny turn into something that lays eggs? Well, the story is called The Tale of Eostre and the Hair of the Dawn. Long ago, in a time before the turning of the great wheel was forgotten by humankind, the world lay in the grasp of the final days of winter. The trees stood bare, their limbs like skeletal figures reaching towards a sky heavy with frost, and the earth remained slumbering beneath a thin veil of snow. The goddess Eostre, the radiant bringer of dawn and renewal, had not yet returned from her winter rest, and the world ached for her warmth. As she finally stepped forth from the realm of the unseen, her presence alone began to stir the air with promise. Wherever she walked, the frost melted away beneath her feet. Emerald shoots pushed through the soil, and the hush of winter gave way to the first tentative birdsong of spring. Her golden hair gleamed with the light of the rising sun, and in her eyes burned the promise of new life. She was the dawn itself, the breath of earth waking from slumber. While wandering in the fields and forests, Eostre came upon a small bird fallen upon the frozen ground. Its feathers were once brilliant, but they had lost their luster, dulled by winter's cruelty. Its delicate wings were broken, its tiny body trembling as it fought for life. The goddess, moved by compassion, knelt beside it and cradled it in her hands, feeling the faint and flickering pulse of its heart. "You are not meant to perish here," she whispered, her voice as soft as the first light of morning. "You belong to the sky, to the sun, to the joy of spring. Let me give you another form, one better suited for the world that is waking." With a sweep of her hand and the power of divine transformation, Eostre shaped the bird into a hare, its fragile bones stretching and reshaping, its wings folding into strong, swift legs. It grew fur as soft as the clouds of dawn. Its nose twitched, its ears stood tall, and suddenly it leapt forward, reborn into a creature of the earth. Though it now ran with the speed of the wind and no longer bore the delicate burden of wings, the hare still remembered its former self. It longed for the sky and the gift of flight. Sensing this sorrow, Eostre granted it one final gift, a piece of its old magic, a connection to the life it had left behind. "You shall not forget who you once were," she declared. "Each spring, under the light of the full moon, you shall lay eggs, and not ordinary eggs, but ones shimmering with the colors of the dawn, infused with the magic of rebirth and transformation. These shall be your offering to the earth, a reminder that life is ever changing and ever renewing." The hare, now blessed with a sacred duty, took to the fields, racing beneath the moon, leaving its vibrant eggs hidden in the grasses as a tribute to the goddess and a gift to the world awakening from its winter sleep. From that time forward, the hare became Eostre's sacred companion, a symbol of renewal, fertility, and the endless cycle of rebirth. And as the centuries passed and the world changed, the memory of Eostre and her hare faded, yet their symbols remained, woven into the traditions of spring. The eggs, once sacred offerings, became gifts of celebration. And the hare, once a mystical companion of the goddess, became the playful Easter bunny, delivering hidden treasures just as its ancestor once did beneath the Ostara moon. But those who still remember the old ways, remember the hare is not just a creature of folklore, but a messenger of the great cycle, a reminder that life is always shifting, transforming, and beginning anew. Okay, now let's talk about Ostara. Let's jump into the correspondences and some symbolism. And I can quickly run down these so you have them handy. Okay, colors, I would do green, yellow, pink, and purple as far as your main ones. Green for growth, yellow for, that sun's energy, pink for love, and purple for our spirituality. Ostara herbs and flowers, main ones are going to be, the dandelion, lavender, rosemary, thyme, some tulips, and daffodils. Now for the dandelion, this is going to focus on our wishes, divination, and spirit communication. This is often seen as a weed, but dandelion is actually a powerful witch's herb connected to resilience and transformation in the sun. The roots are used for divination and spirit work, often in teas or incense to enhance our psychic abilities too. The bright yellow flowers symbolize joy, perseverance, and growth, making them perfect for our wish magic. And then we symbolically can use them, for like blowing the seeds into the wind to send our desires out to the universe. Dandelions can be used in tea or, charms to increase luck, clarity, and a connection to our ancestors. Let's see, for lavender, good energy here for Ostara is going to be like calm, protection, love, and maybe a little bit of dream magic. This is a classic protective and soothing herb, right? Lavender is used in healing and love spells and our psychic work. Its scent definitely calms the mind, making it ideal for like meditation and sleep magic and our dream enhancement. Burned as incense or, carried in a sachet, lavender repels negative energy and creates, that peaceful, sacred space. Lavender also can be used in love spells and self-care rituals to, promote self-love, emotional healing, and attraction. I see rosemary for Ostara. This is going to be about purification, memory, some protection, and, mental clarity. Rosemary is a powerful cleansing herb for sure. It is burned or can be burned and, added to ritual baths just to clear negativity and, protect our sacred spaces. This is known as the herb of memory, can be used in spells for like mental focus, wisdom, and, past life recall. In kitchen witchcraft, adding rosemary to food blesses it with health and protection and clarity. And don't forget, placing rosemary under your pillow can ward off nightmares and strengthen intuition. Time for Ostara is going to be about courage, strength, manifestation, and a connection to the fae. This is a classic herb of courage. Thyme is carried or burned to boost confidence and bravery. It is associated with wealth and success, and it is often used in our abundance spells and our prosperity charms. It is said to attract the fae, so thyme is sprinkled in gardens or used in fairy magic to invite that like playful, beneficial spirit energy. We can use it in ritual baths and teas as well to enhance our mental clarity and our psychic visions. Tulips for Ostara is going to be about like love, beauty, prosperity, and emotional balance. Tulips really do symbolize like passion, love, and our emotional renewal, making them perfect for self-love and relationship magic. They've got vibrant colors that correspond to different energies, of course, right? Red for passion, yellow for friendship, pink for affection, and then white for peace. We can use tulips in spells for abundance. They are said to attract joy, happiness, and success. Tulips placed on an altar or in a home can bring that, gentle, balanced energy, restoring harmony in relationships. Daffodils for Ostara are going to be about like new beginnings, confidence, like growth and joy. As the first blooms of spring, they really are the symbol of like rebirth, of hope and fresh starts, making them perfect for any of our Ostara rituals. They can be used in spells for self-confidence, for some inner strength. They can be used for like courage and new adventures. Daffodils attract like luck and prosperity, so they are often going to be planted near homes for blessings and abundance energy. Their solar energy helps banish sadness and really invites positivity, making them great for use in our happiness spells. Okay, so what do we have for crystals? Ostara crystals would be like your rose quartz, your citrine, and amethyst probably. Rose quartz for Ostara is going to be about like heart healing, self-love, and emotional balance. This is the stone of love, but its magic, I think, reaches far beyond like romantic attraction. It's like that soft pink crystal color. It radiates that gentle, nurturing energy, which I think just kind of wraps the heart in a warm embrace of self-compassion and emotional healing. It helps to dissolve wounds from past relationships. Rose quartz soothes like heartbreak, and it encourages unconditional love, not just for others, but for yourself. So we can use rose quartz in like beauty and self-care rituals. It helps to enhance our inner radiance and our confidence. And it really is that like must have on our altars or for spells if we're doing any type of like self-care and self-love work. You can keep rose quartz near your bed or near your bath to just kind of infuse your space with harmony, or honestly carry it in your pocket to attract kind, loving energy wherever you go. All right, citrine is going to be our Ostara, like manifestation, prosperity, and energy amplifier crystal. It's like bottling up some sunlight. Citrine is a stone of abundance, motivation, and success. It energizes the spirit, sparking joy, creativity, and confidence in those who work with it. A powerful tool for manifestation magic. I think citrine really strengthens our intention setting energy and draws like wealth, opportunity, and positivity into our lives. Unlike many crystals, though, citrine does not hold negative energy. It transmutes it into light, making it a really, really good stone to keep in your workspace, your like wallet, or on your manifestation altar. Whether you're calling in financial prosperity, maybe some inspiration, or just like that boost of confidence, citrine is the perfect crystal to align with the energy of the sun and Ostara that's happening right now, like to bring your desires into reality. Amethyst, I know I feel like I add this to everything. I love amethyst. So amethyst for Ostara is going to be about like the spiritual awakening side of things, like intuition and protection. Amethyst is a stone of like the higher self. It is deeply connected to psychic awareness, dream work, and spiritual growth. Its calming violet energy really kind of helps to open like the third eye, sharpening our intuition and our inner wisdom while providing protection from negative influences. It is used in meditation. Amethyst definitely creates that bridge between the physical and the spiritual realms, making it ideal for divination, like lucid dreaming, and astral traveling. Place it under your pillow. This can help, enhance your dream recall and provide prophetic insights. Keep it in your ritual spaces, right, to help kind of cleanse the energy and promote deep spiritual alignment. Whether you use it for psychic development, maybe some energy healing, or emotional balance, I really believe amethyst helps to guide us, like gently guide us along the path of enlightenment and transformation. Okay, let's see. Ostara animals and symbols. I think main ones are going to be like the hare, our bunnies, eggs, butterflies, birds, and bees. This really is a time of awakening, of balance and fertility, and the animals associated with Ostara are going to carry deep magical symbolism, each one holding a unique energy that we can work with in our rituals, our spells, and our seasonal practices. All right, let's start with the hares, the bunnies. This one for Ostara energy, I would focus on like fertility, like quickening, and lunar magic. The hare is one of Ostara's most sacred creatures, deeply tied to fertility, intuition, and the cycles of the moon. So unlike domesticated rabbits, hares are wild, right? They're fast and they're deeply, deeply connected to nature's rhythms. They symbolize the quickening of energy, the shift from dormancy into action. Now, in many pagan traditions, hares were seen as messengers of the gods, appearing at liminal times, right? At dawn, at dusk, and equinoxes, when the veil between worlds is thin. They are also symbols of the divine feminine, though, associated with the goddess Eostre, the moon, and shape-shifting magic. So to honor the hare's energy during Ostara, it really is about like embracing movement, fertility magic, and that lunar spell work. I think we got eggs too. Eggs for Ostara is going to be about creation, potential, and transformation. They really do hold the ultimate energy of new beginnings, containing within them like the seed of life, transformation, and infinite possibility. They symbolize the balance of light and dark. The outer shell represents protection and structure, while the inside is fluid and formless, waiting to be shaped into new life. Now, in many cultures, from the Celts to the Romans, they used eggs in fertility rituals and offerings to the earth during their spring festivals. In witchcraft, eggs can be charged with intention. It can be dyed with herbal magic and buried in the soil as offerings for prosperity and abundance. They are also, though, powerful tools for divination, right? A cracked egg in water can reveal messages and omens for the seasons ahead. Let's see, we've got butterflies too, though. Butterflies for Ostara are going to be about transformation, some soul growth, and just pure joy, right? Butterflies embody the energy of the metamorphosis, making them the perfect symbol for personal growth and renewal at Ostara. Just as, the caterpillar must cocoon itself in darkness before emerging into the light, we too must honor our transformations, shedding the past, embracing change, and allowing ourselves to step into new versions of ourselves. Butterflies are also messengers from the spirit world, though. They carry little whispers of guidance and blessings. If you see a butterfly around Ostara, it may be a sign that something beautiful is unfolding in your life. Work with butterfly energy by embracing your own personal rebirth, right? Setting intentions for change and using visualization magic to kind of step into your highest self. I see for Ostara, we also have birds, right? They are going to represent freedom, awakening, and divine messages. Birds are heralds of spring for sure. Like their songs breaking the silence of winter and calling in the energy of awakening and expansion. They are linked to air magic, communication, and divine messages, often seen as omens or spirit guides. Now, many birds actually migrate in the spring, and this symbolizes the journey from one state of being to another, reminding us to embrace movement and growth and our own spiritual elevation. Now, in Ostara magic, I think birds can be called upon for clarity in decision-making, manifesting opportunities, and, just speaking one's truth. Now, leaving outside birdseed right now, making feather charms or meditating on a bird song can help attune all of us to their energy and, just invite blessings into our lives. Okay, bees and Ostara. This is going to be about community, abundance, and sacred work. We have a big bee and honey magic episode next week. But for today in Ostara, bees are going to be like our sacred pollinators, right? Ensuring fertility, growth, and abundance in the natural world. Their buzzing presence at Ostara reminds us that it is time to wake up, to get up and plant the seeds for our future success. They symbolize harmony within community, teaching us the balance between individual purpose and collective effort. In many pagan traditions, bees were considered the messengers between worlds, carrying those little whispers from the gods and our ancestors. And working with bee energy during Ostara encourages prosperity magic, collaboration, and dedication to sacred work. Using honey and spells can sweeten intentions, enhance love magic, and create strong, lasting bonds. I can tell you I am knee-deep into my honey magic with mead and working with the energy for my family bonds. Now, next week's episode is all about this type of energy, the bee and honey magic. So this theme, these Energies are going to be discussed in detail then. And I'm going to also be working with the energy of the bee spirit. So really excited for next week's episode, so be sure to check back then. All right, let's see, on to Ostara elements. Ostara is going to be working with the earth and air element. This is really about like fertility and renewal energy. At Ostara, the earth is waking up, right? The air is stirring with those little whispers of new life. So think about the perfect balance between dark and light right now. And, think about earth and air and how those two elements represent the balance between grounding and movement, like stability and transformation. These elements hold the fertility and renewal energy of the season, and we can tap into their power in different ways. All right, let's look at Earth first. This is about, fertility, growth, and manifestation for Ostara. The Earth right now is softening. It is opening and ready to receive those seeds of intention. This is the time of fertility, both, again, literal and metaphorical, making it the perfect season for focus on, our abundance, stability, and new beginnings. How can we work with the Earth energy right now? Plant seeds with intention, whether it's herbs, flowers, maybe some vegetables, but planting something in the earth symbolizes manifesting goals and nurturing growth. So charge those seeds with a wish before planting. We can create an earth altar, place fresh soil, crystals, flowers, and fertility symbols on your altar to honor the land's renewal. We can make an actual offering to the earth as a, thank you for returning abundance. Leave an offering of milk, honey, or, some biodegradable eggshells to nourish the land. We can do grounding rituals right now. Working with earth energy at Ostara can look like, standing barefoot on the earth, visualizing its energy rising into your body, stabilizing and rejuvenating you. But we can also do just earth-based spell work. I think, bury written intentions in the soil, symbolizing long-term growth and transformation. Okay, the other element for Ostara is air. And this one's going to focus on renewal, clarity, and inspiration. So the element of air at Ostara is fresh, cool, and full of possibility, carrying the energy of awakening and mental clarity and movement. This is the time to clear out stagnant energy, set new ideas into motion, and breathe in the magic of renewal. How can we do that? Well, think about a spring wind cleansing ritual, stand outside on a windy day and let the breeze carry away old energy, old doubts and fears. Visualize the fresh air filling your lungs with renewal and inspiration. We can do feather magic right now. Find a feather and use it to bless your home, your altar, or your sacred space, invoking the energy of change, higher wisdom, and spiritual connection. We can work with the air element at Ostara by using incense and smoke magic. Burn herbs like the lavender we talked about for peace. Grab some thyme and burn it for courage, or rosemary. Burn that for clarity to invite fresh ideas and cleanse your mind and your space. But we can also do breath work and meditation. Sit in nature, breathing deeply, connecting to the winds of transformation and allowing, inspiration to flow. And then working with the element of air during Ostara, just any type of air-based spell work is going to be good. Write intentions on paper and let the wind carry them away, symbolizing your dreams taking flight, like the dandelion, when you blow on a dandelion. But with Ostara, think about balance. Honestly, balancing the earth and the air element together right now. At Ostara, earth and air really do work so perfectly together. So we plant seeds in the fertile earth, but they need air, wind, and movement to grow and thrive. In our practices, we can balance these elements by, burying a wish in the soil and whispering it to the wind. We can meditate outdoors, right? Feet on the earth, and then feel the breeze on your skin. We can blend air and earth elements at Ostara with our altar, with flowers, seeds, soil, feathers, and incense. I think by embracing both Earth's stability and, air's freedom, we get to align ourselves with Ostara's fertile, renewing, and transformational energy that really sets the stage for the months ahead and the growth that we are desiring. All right, some more modern witchy practices for Ostara. Just a morning ritual, right? Greet the sunrise. Think about the balance and setting your intention. Anytime you're going to do any type of planting, just set it and bless those little seeds with your intentions before actually planting them. Feasting and kitchen witchery. Foods associated with Ostara are going to be like our honey cakes, herbal teas, eggs, fresh greens, and, those dairy-based dishes. And then egg magic, spell work using eggs for fertility, prosperity, and rebirth are going to be perfect right now. I really, really like using egg magic this time of year. Well, I work with eggshells often, but right now the power of eggs is super strong, so it's a good time to pull and work with that energy. I do have an entire episode of eggshell magic if you want to go back and listen to that. It is from season 2. It's episode 54. But quickly, I believe eggs really can be one of the most potent symbols of magic, embodying that full cycle of fertility, prosperity, and rebirth. Within their little delicate shells, they hold the mystery of creation, the potential waiting to be born. So in spell work, eggs become vessels of transformation, right? Amplifying intentions with their raw, life force energy. For fertility magic, an egg can be charged under the Ostara sun, anointed with herbs like rosemary and thyme, and then buried in the earth to nurture new beginnings, whether physical, creative, or spiritual new beginnings. Now, for prosperity spells, eggs can be painted with sigils of abundance, filled with coins or herbs like basil and cinnamon, and then placed on altars to draw the wealth in. To invoke rebirth and renewal, we can write what we wish to release on the eggshell and then smash it or bury it to signify, shedding the old and embracing transformation. The egg's magic is raw. It's ancient, and it is deeply aligned with these cycles of life, making it, at least in my practice, a very powerful tool for manifestation during Ostara when the world itself is in a state of awakening and, possibility. Okay, let's create an Ostara spell using this specific energy, an egg spell for, fertility, prosperity, and rebirth. All right, what we're going to need is a fresh egg. Go back to your color magic if you actually have fresh eggs available to you. White egg for new beginnings, a brown egg for maybe grounding, or if you have blue eggs, they can be for peace and protection. Grab some herbs based on intention. If you're looking for fertility, think about rosemary, thyme, and chamomile here. If you want herbs or an herb for, prosperity, go to basil, cinnamon, or the bay leaf. Or if you're looking to do something with rebirth, think about lavender, the dandelion, and sage. All right, you need a candle. Again, go back to your color magic on this one, right? Green for prosperity, pink for fertility or love, white for renewal. Let's see, we're going to need a small bowl of dirt. That's going to grab our earth element for grounding energy. We are going to need a permanent marker or some type of natural dye. You're going to need this one if you're going to actually decorate the egg with sigils or symbols. And then we're also going to need a spoonful of honey or milk as kind of an offering to the spirits and the Mother Earth. So set your sacred space. Cast a circle if you wish, or, simply cleanse your space with incense, salt, or some type of sound. Hold the egg in your hand and take a deep breath, visualizing the energy of Ostara, the earth awakening, the balance of light and dark, and the promise of new beginnings. Then charge the egg with intention. Close your eyes and focus on your goal. Again, if it's for fertility, visualize the energy of creation. This could be, physical fertility, it could be creative energy or personal growth. If you're doing something for prosperity, focus on wealth flowing into your life, like a golden light filling the egg. Or if you're working with rebirth, right? Imagine shedding old patterns and stepping into a renewed, empowered version of yourself. And then whisper or chant your intention into the egg. Say something like, sacred egg of life and light, hold my wish and make it bright. Fertile earth, winds embrace, bring my dreams to time and space. Then we want to infuse the egg with magic, right? Roll the egg over your body to absorb stagnant energy and just clear away blocks. Sprinkle or rub your chosen herb over the egg. And again, if you're using a marker or that natural dye, draw some type of symbol or sigil for your intention, right? If you're doing fertility, maybe like a spiral, right? A womb symbol or Venus glyph. If you're doing prosperity, think about like drawing a coin or pentacle or the rune Fehu. Or if you're doing rebirth, think about a phoenix, draw a butterfly, draw a crescent moon. And then you want to activate the spell. So light your chosen candle and hold the egg near the flame. Like not too close, but like close to it. Like we want the warmth to charge the egg, kind of sealing in our intentions. Again, say something here. With the fire of life, I awaken thee. With the breath of wind, I set you free. With the strength of earth, my wish shall grow. By Ostara's light, let the magic flow. Next, we want to release the magic. Like, let it out there. So for fertility, if you did a fertility or prosperity spell, I would bury the egg in your garden or near your doorstep, offering milk or, maybe some honey to the earth as a thank you. If you did rebirth or a transformation spell, I would actually crack the egg into a bowl of water, symbolizing the, breaking of the old self, and then pour the water into the earth or at the base of a tree, as an offering. Or honestly, you could go outside, smash the egg outside, like gently into the ground, releasing its power into the universe. And then we want to do something like to close the spell, right? Thank the elements, thank the spirits and the energy of Ostara. Let the candle burn down safely until the spell feels complete. Now, if you cannot bury the egg outside, composting it or leaving it in nature, in a safe way is a great alternative. You can also perform this spell under a full moon for some extra power, especially if you're doing a fertility and rebirth spell. Our full moon is, like right now. It's happening this Friday, March 14th. And Ostara starts on the 19th, next Wednesday. So just for a quick note, I will talk about this later. This full moon is going to coincide with a total lunar eclipse. This is often referred to as like a blood moon, due to that reddish hue that the moon takes during the eclipse. Did I not say the exact same thing on the last episode? The moon? Oh my gosh. But I will talk about this more at the end when I do my normal moon update. This convergence, though, the full moon and a total lunar eclipse, represents a unique opportunity for us to experience the beauty of a blood moon, symbolizing that, transformation and renewal again, energies that align harmoniously with the themes of Ostara. We've got lots of good stuff we can work with right now. Okay, let's see, back to Ostara. What else do we have? How about some good, or quick general ideas for some seasonal spell work and divination? Balance spell for Equinox is going to be good right now. This could look like using 2 candles, right? One light, one dark, something to manifest equilibrium in life. Fertility and creativity spells, certainly this is the time, right? Working with seeds, eggs, and that moon energy. Again, renewal, transformation rituals, write something down that you are shedding and burn it. Ostara, tarot, and oracle, reading, so the spreads. We can do something specific for the spring energy. And then, of course, scrying with spring water, using water for our intuitive messages is going to be good. Okay, let's bring the energy of Ostara into our corporate worlds, because that bridge of personal and business is, in fact, what this podcast is about. So Ostara is that time of renewal, balance, and new beginnings, right? It is a powerful time to bring that type of energy into our corporate world and our office environment. So whether you're a business owner. Maybe you are a team leader. Maybe you are simply seeking to infuse your workspace with that fresh energy that Ostara's themes are just chiming right now. Enhanced productivity, creativity, and workplace harmony. All right, so let's focus on renewal and fresh beginnings, like setting intentions in the workplace. Ostara, again, marks, the start of spring, right? It is a time of planting seeds, both in the physical and metaphorical sense. In a corporate setting, though, this translates to goal setting, strategic planning, and refreshing old systems. This is a great time to clear out outdated methods, like refresh business strategies and implement new creative ideas. Consider hosting an Ostara-inspired brainstorming session where team members bring fresh ideas for growth just as nature is renewing itself. For our workplace and Ostara, I would think about balance, right? Achieving work-life harmony. I know that is really hard to do, but the spring equinox is about balance, that equal light and dark, equal effort and rest. So in the workplace, this means evaluating workload, preventing burnout, and encouraging that healthy work-life balance. Encourage employees or yourself to take mindful breaks, right? Step outside and breathe in the fresh air. A simple yet powerful way to align with Ostara's energy. This is a great time to implement flexible work hours or well-being initiatives, ensuring that employees feel energized rather than drained. Let's see, cultivating an inspired workplace is going to be good for Ostara and those themes of creativity and growth. Just as our plants begin to bloom right now, Ostara is a time to nurture creativity and innovation in business. Host a vision board session, right, for your company or personal business goals. What do you want to see grow by summer? And then declutter and refresh your own office space, right? Bring in fresh flowers, plants, and crystals, like the citrine, right, for prosperity, and amethyst for clarity. Ostara is about manifesting success in business. We can work with the prosperity and abundance energy here. The actual energy of bees and pollination during Ostara is a nice little reminder that success comes from collaboration and diligent effort. So focus on networking, partnerships, and team building exercises is going to help strengthen workplace connections. We can perform a simple Ostara prosperity ritual, right? Place a green candle, a small bowl of honey, and a coin on your desk, setting an intention for abundance in your work life. And then Ostara is going to be about office spring cleaning for success, which is going to pull that cleansing and refreshing energy. Physical clutter is going to create mental clutter. There's no way around it. So Ostara is the perfect time for spring cleaning your workspace. Smudge your office with rosemary or lavender incense to clear stagnant energy. And then organize your files, right? Clean out emails and set up new systems for efficiency. I love aligning with Ostara's themes of renewal, balance, and growth for the office. We really can increase our productivity. We can foster creativity and cultivate a workplace that just feels abundant and inspired. Whether you're running your own business, maybe you're working in a corporate, office structure or managing a team. Embracing Ostara's energy is going to help, plant those seeds for success, harmony, and, long-term prosperity. Okay, I think we have a good base. We have a really good base for Ostara. We've explored the ancient origins of it, right? From the Germanic goddess Eostre, whose presence heralds the return of warmth and abundance, to the myths of Persephone and the balance of life and death. We've honored the symbols of the season, the hares, the eggs, butterflies, birds, and bees, all carrying their own unique wisdom of, energy for renewal. We've connected with the Earth's grounding presence and air's whispering winds, learning how to weave these elemental forces into our magic. And under the light of the March full moon, a powerful worm moon and blood moon lunar eclipse, this Ostara brings a rare energy of transformation and rebirth, reminding us that we are always in a state of becoming. Now, the energy of this Sabbath is an invitation to plant, to dream, to shed the past, just like our lizard spirit for our Patreon family, and to step forward into the light of what is possible. Whether you are working with egg magic, to manifest fertility and abundance, performing rituals to honor your own rebirth, or simply just taking a breath of fresh spring air with gratitude. Like, this is your time to align with the energy of the Earth's awakening. All right, well, as we close this sacred circle of Ostara wisdom, how about some journal prompts? Ask yourself, let's see, what seeds? What seeds are you planting this season? What do you wish to grow? How will you honor the balance within and all around you? The answers are there, right? The answers are already within you, waiting to rise like the first blooms of spring. So trust in the cycles, trust in the magic, and trust in yourself. All right, I do have a poem for you and the moon update for this week. It is a big moon one, so I will go grab those notes and I will be right back. All right, well, I like to start with the poem first, and well, I pulled the poem from last year. Honestly, I ran out of time, sorry, to create a new one with all of my hearth and hen energy and excitement, but it's still a really good one, so I'm going to reread it. Here we go. Ostara calls the spring to start as winter fades and falls apart. Our flowers bloom and blackbirds sing, of all Ostara now will bring. Her clever bunny eggs will tell of stories how a songbird fell. To save her from a lonely death, Eostre gave her one more breath. And though her flying ways were gone, a magical gift would come at dawn. Each morning of Ostara's spring, an egg she'd lay, a gift to bring. So with the spring and Ostara's rise, we say goodbye to our winter ties. We walk in nature and feel her force as the wheel spins again without remorse. Ostara calls the spring to start, her seeds and flowers warm our heart. Her little bunny eggs to be is the gift of spring for you and me. Okay, moon this week. We've got a big one. So as the worm moon rises in the sky on March 14th, 2025, it is carrying with it the deep, stirring magic of rebirth, emergence, and transformation. Now, this moon is named for the softening of the earth as worms and creatures awaken beneath the soil. This moon is a symbol of fertility, renewal, and new life beginning to stir after the stillness of winter. So this year, however, the worm moon will be bathed in an eerie red glow as a total lunar eclipse unfolds. Now, this is going to be a rare blood moon at the threshold of Ostara. This celestial event amplifies the moon's power, turning it from like a time of gentle awakening into a night of profound alchemy, release, and rebirth. Lunar eclipses are moments when the earth, the sun, and the moon align, casting a shadow over the full moon and momentarily obscuring its light. So this dance of shadow and illumination just reminds us that within every transformation, there is a moment of stillness, a breath where we stand between the past and the future, deciding what we will carry forward and what we will release. So the moon, the full moon this week, is not just a full moon, it is a liminal gateway. Eclipses are times of deep shadow work where hidden truths tend to emerge, old cycles can be broken, and destinies shift. The blood moon amplifies emotions, intuition, and ancestral connections, making it a powerful time for divination, deep meditation, and spiritual renewal. This is a night to shed old versions of yourself, to release fears, doubts, anything that no longer serves your higher path. This rare eclipse aligns perfectly with the energy of Ostara that is coming on March 19th and 20th. As the earth awakens, so do we, right? And this blood moon provides an intensified opportunity for our own personal and spiritual rebirth, preparing us for the energy of balance and the renewal that Ostara brings. Okay, so what can we do? What can we do right now with this March full moon, our worm moon, our blood moon? I've got some options. First one's going to be something with release and shadow work, some type of ritual, which is going to be great before Ostara happens. Write down what you're ready to release. Fears, limiting beliefs, old habits, past versions, of yourself. Under the eclipse, burn the paper, visualizing those energies dissolving. Stand barefoot in the earth, right? Deeply breathing in, allowing the eclipse's shadow to absorb your past burdens, leaving you lighter. We can do a transformation spell, again, aligning with rebirth and Ostara energy. Take that egg we talked about, symbol of fertility and creation, and paint or carve a sigil representing your new intentions, right? Hold the egg in your hand, speak your desires for growth, abundance, and transformation, and then bury it in the earth, offering it to the land, as your seed of what is becoming. We can do an eclipse divination, some type of ancestral connection. Since eclipses themselves kind of veil and reveal, this is a potent time for tarot, scrying, or pendulum work. Ask the cards, what must I release before stepping into my new chapter? If you feel called, leave an offering of milk, honey, or moon-charged water outside as a gift to the spirits and ancestors. We could also do some type of, planting of the seeds of something for renewal. Ostara prep type, if you will. As the eclipse clears away the old energy, we then can prepare for Ostara by physically planting seeds, setting new goals and decorating our altars with green, yellow, and gold to kind of welcome that abundance. Cleanse your home and cleanse your sacred space. Sweep out the old and make room for the new. All right, I do have a quick meditation for us if you can do it right now. I know I personally listen to podcasts while driving or doing other things. So if you can't carve out some private space, bookmark it right now and then see if you can circle back. But if you can, find a quiet, sacred space where you're not going to be disturbed. If possible, sit outside under the moonlight. That would be amazing. Or maybe near a window where you can see the night sky. Light a candle. Grab a black one if you want to release, a white one if you want to do some renewal, or grab a green candle for growth. And place a bowl of water or soil nearby you, something to symbolize transformation. Now, if you have a crystal that you can grab, again, amethyst for intuition, citrine for manifestation, or that clear quartz for clarity, but grab a crystal and then hold it in your hand. Take a deep breath in, feeling the energy of the eclipse surrounding you. As you exhale, allow the weight of the past to fall away. Okay, ready? Close your eyes and let yourself be guided. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast open field, bathed in the soft glow of the worm moon above. The earth beneath you feels alive, like something is shifting and stirring, really as if something deep within is awakening. Above, you watch as the shadow of the earth begins to pass over the moon, dimming its usual brilliance. The air grows a bit still. This is the liminal space, the threshold between what was and what will be. A gentle wind stirs, carrying whispers from the past. You can feel the presence of old fears, burdens, or habits that no longer serve you, not to harm, but simply to be acknowledged. You have carried them long enough. As you stand in the shadow of the eclipse, Imagine holding all of these past burdens in your hands. Old doubts, fears, and stories that have weighed on your heart. See them as whiffs of dark smoke coiling gently in your palms. Now, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the smoke into the wind. Watch it dissolve into the eclipse's shadow, taken by the universe to be transformed. You are no longer bound by the past. You are empty, clear, ready. As the eclipse reaches its peak, you notice a golden glow beginning to shimmer on the horizon. Slowly, softly, the light of the full moon begins to return. This is the moment of rebirth, the energy of Ostara awakening within you. Feel a warmth spreading through your body like the first rays of spring sunshine melting away the cold. Your heart beats in perfect harmony with the earth's awakening. In this moment, a seed of pure potential is planted in your soul. It holds your next chapter, your new growth, your emerging self. Place your hands over your heart and silently or aloud repeat these words. I release what no longer serves me. I welcome transformation. I step into renewal. Like the earth awakens, so do I. As Ostara blooms, so shall I. Breathe deeply, feeling this new energy filling you, expanding outward, wrapping you in light and possibility. The eclipse is now fading. The moon is full once more, but you are not the same as before. You have shed the past, embraced transformation, and are ready to step forward into the light of Ostara. Take a final deep breath, slowly opening your eyes, and run your fingers through the bowl of soil or water, grounding yourself in the here and now. Blow out your candle, sealing this moment of transformation. Know that the magic of this night will continue to unfold within you, guiding your steps as you move forward. You are renewed, you are aligned, and you are ready to bloom. All right, well, this meditation can be done on the night of the worm moon eclipse, March 14th, or anytime, honestly, leading up to Ostara to align with the energy of release, rebirth, and new beginnings. All right, you guys, thank you. Thank you for joining me today with this special Ostara episode for 2025 and for sharing that meditation with me. This worm moon eclipse is a cosmic turning point, right? It's a shadowy invitation before the light of Ostara emerges. And how cool. Like, I love that it lined up like this for us this year. The eclipse helps to clear away stagnant energy, to break patterns and release anything that is holding us back, so that when Ostara arrives, we are like fully ready to embrace growth, joy, and just the magic of new beginnings. Trust the cycle, shed the old, and step into the light. All right, my witchy family, may your Ostara be blessed, abundant, and filled with light. Until next time, I'm sending you a bunch of warm wishes. I really do hope the sun warms your spirit, the moon guides your path, and you know what? The earth holds you in her embrace. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week and weekend, and I will talk with you next week. Thank you for joining me today at Witchy Work Wishes, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. For more information and additional content, please visit me online at witchyworkwishes.com. If you want to send me a personal note, please email me at info@witchyworkwishes.com. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Witchy Work Wishes.